They are the change makers writing the new chapter of Black history.
How'd you do?
From education.
It is amazing. It's very meaningful.
To philanthropy.
Building a legacy off the field, I think, has way more impact.
To entrepreneurship.
I was like, I have to help somebody else.
Welcome to another episode of Butternomics.
The beauty of the human mind is that you can create anything from an idea.
And the arts.
That creative spirit cannot be stifled.
Using their expertise to promote excellence. Join us as we introduce you to Legacies in the Making, a family-to-family special.
Good evening from the National Center for Civil and Human Rights in downtown Atlanta. I'm Lori Wilson.
I'm Fred Blankenship. There is so much history inside this museum, and tonight we are putting a spotlight on Georgians writing the next chapter of Black history.
We begin with a football superstar who's hoping to leave an even bigger mark off the field. When most people think of Warrick Dunn, they think of his legendary career in the NFL and with the Atlanta Falcons. He won Rookie of the Year, set records with the Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and is in the College Football Hall of Fame right here in Atlanta.
I don't care about the attention. I don't look for the publicity.
Instead, Dunn is focused on leaving his mark off the field, making it his mission to help others. It started with his mom, Betty Smothers, a dedicated officer with the Baton Rouge Police Department and single mother.
She helped lay the foundation, had a lot of responsibilities. I mean, I was parenting since I was like 12 years old.
But then, on January 7th, 1993, the unimaginable. Smothers was helping a woman when she was ambushed and killed. Dunn, at just 18 years old, stepped up to raise his 5 younger siblings, all while competing at the highest level of college football.
I had to make sure they did homework, they took baths, they ate every day, they did all their chores.
Out of that tragedy, he was able to maintain stability by using his mother's life insurance to buy a home for his siblings.
When I lost my mom, my goals and dreams wasn't to go play pro football. It was to be the first in my family to graduate from college.
Once in the NFL, he made sure to help those in similar situations by starting Warrick Dunn Charities with a focus on helping single parents achieve home ownership.
We want to help families achieve home ownership, and that's $5,000 down payment assistance and fully furnishing their homes. And to me, home ownership is important because it creates that stability, long-term success.
Congratulations.
Each one a beautiful surprise inside.
And you can see their reaction like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Some may even start getting emotional, crying.
Oh my goodness, this is beautiful.
In all, Dunn has helped nearly 700 people with more than $1 million in down payment assistance.
I've been able to help other kids not go through what I had to go through. Kids, when they have a stable environment, they perform better in school. They're much more engaged in their community.
His nonprofit also promotes financial literacy, health and wellness education, and provides scholarships.
We want to be able to support people in the community with more holistic program support.
And just last month, he was honored at the MLK Community Awards for the difference he's made in the lives of others.
I'm thankful to be recognized by, his kids, his family, and the King Center.
What do you want people to say about you?
I have no idea. I don't do it for the shine. I've been able to live out my mom's dream through other single-parent families. And I'm not thinking about today. I'm thinking about the next 20, 30 years. What can we do to create those memories, build a life and memories that we can cherish forever?
I'm Channel 2's George Estevez, and I'm so excited for you to meet Principal Yolanda Bell. We had a chance to see firsthand how she's leaving behind her legacy for students in College Park. In fact, we spent part of the day roaming the halls of the Promise Career Institute in Fulton County.
Hi, everybody.
From the second I opened the door, I knew this place was different. It Here's why sophomore Skylar Thomas chose PCI.
You get to actually experience work, hands-on things. We don't have to be stuck in a classroom all day feeling like we're gonna take the traditional route.
Principal Yolanda Bell is breaking tradition by helping to create high school career readiness programs across Fulton County schools. And here at PCI, kids are getting prepared for life after high school.
How would you describe her?
Principal Bell is the most active principal I've ever seen.
This has been the best part of my career.
What's your wish?
So I want them to be successful no matter what they do after high school.
The school combines traditional classes, adds some college courses, and throws in some hands-on career training in a college-like atmosphere, from welding to nursing and even logistics.
This is an example of where work in real life meets education in this building.
Exactly, exactly. So if you go into her classroom, she's doing logistics and supply chain management concepts, but also math concepts.
PCI exposes students and teachers to how their education is applied in the real world.
Atlanta Technical College is our partner. So through the work that we do with our dual enrollment courses, the students that are taking those courses are seeing their math and their history skills applied in those courses.
Walking through the halls with Principal Bell, it's real easy to see. There's something special here.
I mean, so you're like a rock star, right?
I want my legacy to be where, students remember their experiences and they are able to take those experiences and do purposeful work, whether it's in their career, in their life.
What color is that?
Right now, Skylar's getting that experience. She wants to own a daycare one day.
Being a part of SGC, the School Governance Council, I get to see data and how schools work and budgeting and marketing of schools and stuff like that. So it's helping me prepare to leave my legacy. Yellow, then orange, then yellow.
Our next two legacies in the making are entrepreneurs working to level the playing field.
They promote economic empowerment to uplift underserved communities. His mission is in his name.
Jesse Jackson and others start calling me Mr. Hope.
John Hope Bryant offers hope to people in underserved communities that they too can create a secure financial future.
Your choice was to create Operation Hope, and literally through counseling and programs and education to bring everybody along.
The mission of Operation Hope is to be an infrastructure system for the Third Reconstruction, for the civil rights movement.
Operation Hope is a financial literacy and economic empowerment nonprofit with 1,500 offices in 43 states. Bryant is an entrepreneur and financial literacy expert, and he's using his expertise to help break the cycle of economic inequity.
A lot of these challenges that we have today are economic in nature, and that's something we can solve in a different way than has been addressed or approached in the past. Why are people in our communities that you and I grew up in think this is normal? A check casher next to a payday loan lender, next to a rent-to-own store,
next to a liquor store,
next to a liquor store, title lender, as in car title, pawn shop, fast food restaurant.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Under Bryant's leadership, Operation Hope has directed more than $4 billion in capital into marginalized communities. But perhaps more important than the money, his nonprofit provides people with the tools and training to succeed.
This theory of it's all about the money, just give me the money, it's incorrect. Money is just a transfer of value. You got to have the knowledge of what to do with it. I believe in the James Brown version of affirmative action. Open the door, I'll get it myself. So my job is to open the door. My job is to teach you how to fish, not give you fish for the rest of your life. Anybody can become a millionaire within 5 years. You can also just not do that aggressive timeline and do it over 20 years. My mother worked, my mother was a single parent, Compton, California, made $15 an hour, and to make a long story short, she got her credit score up to 800 plus. And when she passed away, I was an executor for her estate. She had $1 million net worth. Single mother, Good, man.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, my hero.
Bryant is inspired by his mother and his mentor, civil rights icon and former Atlanta mayor, Ambassador Andrew Young.
I got involved because it's sort of the next phase of the civil rights movement.
Good morning, everyone.
Bryant recognizes changing the economic cycle requires partnerships with the private sector and the government. So he continues to lobby for change at the state capitol and beyond.
We're getting a movement from the streets to the suites, from civil rights to now silver rights, that extends Dr. King's dream to a reality that ends up in your pocketbook.
Kina Pierre is also building a legacy in the areas of business and finance. She organized this recent showcase at the High Museum in Midtown. Pierre is the managing director of the Pinnacle Atlanta Innovation Accelerator. The program provides a $100,000 investment and mentorship for underserved fintech founders. Pierre is passionate about closing the gap for entrepreneurs who are overlooked by venture capitalists.
My man Brandon Butler with
Building a brand and a legacy through entrepreneurship.
The beauty of the human mind is that you can create anything from an idea.
And the arts.
We're always excited because we know the power of storytelling.
The mission to put a spotlight on the important work of filmmakers of color.
Legacies in the Making is a family-to-family special produced in partnership with Delta Community Credit Union, Georgia Natural Gas, Kroger, and Wellstar Health System.
The man of the hour,
Hey,
too
man.
sweet to be sour. You got all the power.
I used to drive my beat up car downtown every weekend through the city and like right down Peachtree Street and kind of say to myself, man, one day I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna be in these buildings, I'm gonna do something important for this city.
My man Brandon Butler. Brandon Butler always knew he'd have an impact on Atlanta, but no one would have guessed it would start with an Instagram page.
So the idea for Butter was, what if we had a chance to tell our own stories? We are a media company that celebrates Atlanta culture by highlighting the people, places, and things that make Atlanta great. We started off doing that by content on social media, and that kind of like took off. YouTube hit me up. They were like, well, let's talk.
Butter ATL is Atlanta's definitive culture channel, from food and music to sports, where Butler is the CEO.
Butter to me is kind of the ultimate love letter to Atlanta.
The goal is more than just a curated feed on your phone. Instead, having a real impact on the city.
We are the mobilizers that know the organizers. So that kind of evolved into activations, events. Now we do stuff like 404 Day, which is a citywide celebration.
You and I work together on the Weekend Pack. We are celebrating all things ATL. Airs on Channel 2 Action News this morning, and people have a good idea of what's going on.
If you look at how butter is made, you kind of churn the cream and the milk and the best rises to the top, right? And I look at it the same way. We kind of bring out our own list of, here not only the things that are going on, but here's some things that would be really interesting to different people.
That includes events like 404 Day, which shut down Peachtree Street downtown to celebrate the city and its people.
There's nothing around us that exists that didn't start from an idea first or a thought first.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Butternomics.
His aim is to have an impact beyond just business awareness by fostering entrepreneurship. You have Butternomics, the #1 business and culture podcast around.
I didn't want to just do interviews about, what's your favorite, wing spot.
Wages haven't increased.
We're a tactical podcast, not a motivational podcast. This is the steps, this is what I did. How can you figure out how you can kind of apply it to your life? You also have to start thinking about, creating history. It's not just here locally in Atlanta or Georgia or even the United States, but like, how can we create black history globally?
My man Brandon Butler with Butter. If you walk into just about any store and walk down the hair care aisle, chances are you've seen a Camille Rose product.
Yeah, I sat down with the creator of the organic lifestyle line and learned how her products went from her kitchen to a leading global brand.
My brother is an artist, and I was like, turn me to the side and give me long lashes.
And that's how Janelle Stevens' silhouette became the face of Camille Rose, the #1 black woman-owned brand for textured hair, a product line inspired by her desire to do what her grandmother did, create home remedies out of natural ingredients.
My grandmother lived until she was 99 years old, hardly ever went to a doctor at all. She, had her own remedies at home.
So as a young mother with a degree in science, she studied the benefits of natural herbs and started cooking up skin and hair care products in her kitchen. Her first salve, a cure for her twin's severe diaper rash.
I made it and it worked so well that at that moment I was like, I have to help somebody else. I have to help other moms. How do I get this on the market?
For the first several years, she made all of her products in the kitchen. But when she met a buyer from Target and the orders started rolling in, Camille Rose bloomed and she needed help upscaling.
I remember telling my husband, I have got to figure this out. It's not a game. It's not a hobby. It's not just a passion. It is a business.
Camille Rose is now in more than 300 retailers around the world, the result of Stevens pivoting the brand online during the pandemic and never giving up, learning lessons that pruned her business so that it could blossom into what it is today.
It's okay to trust yourself. Trust your instinct, trust your gut. You have moments when it knocks you down, but I truly, truly trust and believe in my brand. I always say, when God whispers, please make sure you're still enough to listen. And then if you can hear it, act upon it. Retailers, distributors.
As for the future of Camille Rose, the brand is expanding into a wellness brand with skincare, candles, and more to hit the market soon.
I want Camille Rose to not only be in just the textured hair space, but I want my brand to be in all categories in retail stores. This is definitely my path, my purpose, and my passion. I love what I do.
I'm Dr. Tanika Long. I am an anesthesiologist, and I am the president and founder of Full Circle of Hope. I grew up in Burnsville, Georgia. I am the product of a single-parent home, teenage parents. We lived for a while in the projects that are there in Burnsville. I was able to go to Emory University and also to go to medical school in Philadelphia. I started Full Circle of Hope because I was looking at a post on Facebook about Black history moments in time in Burnsville, Georgia. And I noted that I was featured. And I didn't know prior to then that I was the first and the only African-American female from there to become a physician. That post made me realize that I am obligated. I need to go back. I need to come home, full circle. The purpose of the organization is to really to be a beacon, or like to be a light, like a light on the hill, that you too can grow up in similar circumstances, but still achieve whatever it is that God has for you. One of the first things that we did was do little library donations and book drives. We also started a scholarship from the beginning. We had a scholarship gala, and we started scholarships from our first year in order to provide scholarships for up-and-coming freshmen going into college. I would like to leave a legacy whereby others reach back and help each other. If a child can see themselves in me, or they can see a possible future that they did not think that they could achieve, then I feel like my legacy has been fulfilled.
I'm Channel 2's Wendy Corona. From legacies in the making to rebuilding a legacy, the YWCA of Greater Atlanta has big things on the horizon.
We may have had your mother or your grandmother or your great-grandmother, and we're back.
The Phyllis Wheatley YWCA on Atlanta's west side is making a comeback. In the 1950s, it was a hub for civil and social engagement.
We have amazing stories from like the Maynard Jackson, who took some classes there, to the Russell family. These amazing stories about YW really being a gathering place for Atlanta's Black community. Our mission is, I say it's simple and lofty at the same time, but it really involves everyone. It's to eliminate racism, empower women, and promote peace, justice, freedom, and dignity for all.
For decades, the center provided critical services for women and girls until it closed in 2015.
What happens when something like that gets pulled out of a community?
There's a void. And we know that there is a void because part of our planning to come back to the West Side involved talking to women on the West Side and asking them what they needed.
So the Y is looking to fill that void. After an 8-year capital campaign, the YWCA's brand new Phyllis Wheatley West Side campus is opening. Along with it, programs for health and wellness, advocacy, economic empowerment, and a new learning academy for children.
We are already impacting women's lives. We're about to impact more women's lives on the West Side with our current slate of programming.
The center is scheduled to be up and running in the fall, and they cannot wait to return to the neighborhood.
We're coming back stronger, and we're coming back with the community support, which is so important. So I'm so grateful for everyone who has stepped up to embrace our vision.
I'm Channel 2's Linda Stouffer. Inspired by a love for her city, Kathleen Bertrand is helping establish Atlanta as a destination for Black filmmakers, providing a showcase and a place to learn from each other.
We'll sing and shout the victory.
She's a singer, a creative visionary,
All right, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
And an Atlanta arts champion.
I'm an Atlantan to my core, and any opportunity I can talk about Atlanta, do something for Atlanta, push Atlanta, promote Atlanta, I'm going to do that.
Kathleen Bertrand has spent her career advocating for Atlanta. In 2009, she helped launch the Bronze Lens Film Festival, highlighting African-American art and culture.
Kathleen, through Bronze Lens, you're able to amplify and share these voices, these stories. Why is that important?
It's important because there are so many nuances, so many untold stories that we get to share about who we are.
The Bronze Lens Festival quickly gained traction.
The first festival that we had was in 2010, and this brand new film director named Ava DuVernay brought her very first film to Bronze Lens.
Wow.
And she won Best Feature that year.
As film writer and producer, Ava DuVernay earned more success. She brought the festival with her through a distribution partnership.
She brought so many great films to Atlanta and through Bronze Lens. And so that really helped us get on the map.
Bronze Lens has expanded to year-round programming. Filmmakers come together to celebrate during Superstar Weekend in March,
where we will honor amazing women from across the country who have done work in front of the lens and behind the lens.
And they talk about the changing industry conditions.
Streaming platforms are as important to a filmmaker getting their project distributed as a regular studio. We will continue to do things with excellence. That's not going to change. We will continue to strive to thrive and beyond because that's what we do. That's what we are capable of.
The excitement for this year's festival is starting with the window open for submissions. In July, the official selections are announced, and in August, the films start rolling. But the honors don't end there.
Bronze Lens is an Academy Award qualifying film festival for the short film.
What are you most proud of with Bronze Lens?
The caliber of films that we get to present to Atlanta and to the world.
Thank you for joining us to meet these remarkable legacies in the making. I'm Lori Wilson.
I'm Fred Blankenship. We hope you have a great evening.